And that's what it goes to show, because if you could dominate for so long like Drake did, and then somebody could just come move you out the way, like, get out of here. Where's the loyalty or the love of the fans, right? It's like almost they didn't exist.
That man got 10 diamond selling singles.
But,
I mean,
but still, man, like, it's still, you don't want to be getting, you know, assassinated on music, on record, then your comments, the Twitter, you walk in the street, people shouting this to you, doing that. It's a rough time, man.
It ain't gonna go away, because guess what?
All he got to do is...
Drizzy Drake, he clapped back at Memphis Bleek, you know, who's Jay-Z's man, Memphis Bleek, and he was on Club Shay. The full interview hasn't dropped yet, but it's been little clips and snippets and shit. And we're talking about the Kendrick and Drake battle, with Memphis Bleek say, shit, you lost the battle, but you can still win the war. And he say Drake hasn't been winning the war up until this point, because he referenced the Jay-Z and Nas beef, you know, which Memphis Bleek was part of, because he was with Roc-A-Fella. I was about to say Roc Nation. Roc-A-Fella at the time, you know, early 2000s, late 90s. So he's saying we was in a club when Ether dropped. You know, I remember Memphis Bleek telling that story. We was in a club when Ether dropped. We went right to the studio, shit like that. So he's been part of, you know, one of hip hop's biggest beefs, you know, Jay-Z and Nas. And Jay-Z and Nas, two of my favorite artists, you know, they bars. You know, I can like both. Some people would be like, how you can like Nas and Jay-Z? No, you spitting them bars, you talking some shit, giving some knowledge out here. No, I fuck with that. You know, so Nas and Jay-Z, definitely two of my favorite artists. Jay-Z, you know, I like him a little more than Nas, but definitely two of my favorite artists. And Jay-Z won the war. He didn't necessarily, maybe he didn't win the battle. You know, a lot of people like Ether, you know, prefer Ether over Takeover and Super Ugly. But Jay-Z won the war. Like, in the long run, he was dropping classic albums, #1 albums. You know, he's a billionaire. You know, Nas still was doing his thing, but, you know, and Jay made it a priority to, whenever Nas dropped, he would drop on the same day. Just keeping it going, keeping the war going, you know. And Drake, you know, he loved to call a motherfucker old, but Drake getting up there in age as well. Drake pushing 40, damn near 40, so he can't even really call you old no more. So now he say rappers we used to love back in, you know, 2005. That's what he referenced in his Instagram video. So we're going to watch that, and we're going to also watch Memphis Bleek, you know, sit down with Shannon Sharp, and then y'all drop something down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. You know, has Drake been doing a good job, you know, since the Kendrick battle, you know, of trying to win the war? I don't think he's been dropping no heat. If you ask me, he hasn't been dropping any heat. You know, his Iceman rollouts, you know, haven't been no heat, if you ask me, for, you know, what Kendrick did, if we just being real about it. You know, one thing I don't like, Memphis Bleek did say how they could just, you know, move Drake out the way like that. It's Kendrick Lamar now. We can't act like Kendrick Lamar didn't have big fans, didn't have his own fan base. They used to call the big three for a reason, him, J. Cole, and Drake, because they were the two, you know, most high-selling artists, you know, in that rap hip-hop space. So we can't act like Kendrick wasn't already here. You know, he definitely went up another tier after this battle, but he was always in that, they was always in that same tier. So we got to be real about that, you know. But check out what Memphis Bleek had to say about Drake as far as, you know, winning the war with this battle. And we're going to see what Drake had to say, you know, as far as, you know, rappers back in, that we used to love in 05 and shit like that, you know, speaking. So Drake, that's what he gonna reference at this point. But check it out and drop something down in the comments.
What it shows you, man, and I hope the OVO camp and everybody knows, and any other rapper that's getting into this business and want to be a star, they don't love you, man. It's just like the streets. You a showman. You here to perform, do your show and go home. Certain fans gonna love you, but the masses is not gonna love you. They're gonna respect you.
Right.
But there's no love here. It's the next man up. And that's what it goes to show, because if you could dominate for so long like Drake did, and then somebody could just come move you out the way, like, get out of here. Where's the loyalty or the love of the fans, right? It's like almost they didn't exist.
That man got 10 diamond selling singles.
But
I mean,
but still, man, like, it's still, you don't want to be getting, you know, assassinated on music, on record, then your comments, the Twitter, you walk in the street, people shouting this to you, doing that. It's a rough time, man.
It ain't gonna go away, because guess what?
All he got to do is, he got to make another one. He got to make something to counteract that.
Do it, but does it, what about just music? Does it have to be a diss to counteract that? What if he came out with another album?
No, it don't have to be a diss.
Okay.
Like, remember, I'm never gonna agree with the fans. They try to say Ether was the best diss record in the Jay and Nas battle. Cool. We can't argue with the fans, but you know what we're gonna do?
What?
We're gonna make a classic album. We're gonna drop the Blueprint. We're gonna drop the Black Album. We're gonna do the things to out-hit your opponent. And that's how you win a war. You can lose a battle.
Right.
But you gotta win the war.
Yes.
And that's what I pray that's what they over there focused on, the war, not the battle.
Are you surprised that Drake took it this way, that he Universal and gonna sue? Are you surprised that he did?
He gotta get some hitters down there.
But think about this, Bleek. All the people that Drake done jumped on the feature with, all the people that on the tour, when he go on tour, y'all come on.
Yeah.
Everybody turned their back on this man.
See, he should have gave me a verse. Should have gave me a verse. I'd have been on the front line with you. Superman.
Are you surprised they did a man like that?
Yes, there's no love in this game, man. People gonna use you for what they need you for, and then when they done with you, they gonna put you back because they don't need you no more. They got what they needed. Damn. So this game is dirty, man. It's a really, really dirty game, and you gotta pick your friends and know your enemies, for sure.
J. Cole was like in it for a hot second. J. Cole said, nah, this ain't for me.
Yeah, he got up out of there.
Yeah,
the pot got high, he got up out of there.
He jumped back on his bike and rolled off there like Debo.
Yeah.